Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mariah. If you are new here, welcome, and if you are not new, welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in this week. I just happen to be watching this girl named Cam Does It on YouTube, and just thinking about who I want to be and who do I want to show up as, and how can I show up as her. With this series being like starting over in my 30s and living in my 30s, I just want to kind of have like a fresh start. And what that looks like for me is basically like getting back to the basics, getting back to like a clean slate within myself, mentally, physically, spiritually, and just taking matters into my own hands by creating change within myself. And so with that being said, like, I'm literally on this journey to slow living, living a very minimalistic lifestyle. When I say getting back to the basics, I mean like literally doing my own hair, doing my own nails, trying to create some sort of simplicity in my routines and in my day-to-day life, and just things that I put in my body and on my body. Like, I'm literally like getting back to the things that I love, things that works for me. And so even let's just start off by talking about like just my physical body. You guys know how expensive it is to like keep up with the maintenance of things, like getting your hair done, getting your nails done, getting, you know, Brazilian waxes, bikini waxes, all of those things that not only was very expensive, but it was like kind of difficult to like maintain. Like, you have to book with a certain individual, you gotta go according to their schedule, and it's like, oh my goodness, like it just brings me so much anxiety. And so that's one of my goals, is to like do things that are less strenuous and doing things that don't bring me more anxiety, because I'm an anxiety girly, and I'm trying to do things that brings me less anxiety. So just like with my hair, I have the creative capability of like being able to do my own hair. Like, I did my own braids. It took me 8 hours, but I was able to do my own braids, and like I can maintain my natural hair myself. And so one of the things that I did about, I want to say, I got these braids done about a month ago. So a little over 2 months ago, I had got a good trim, a good wash, blow dry, all the things with my natural hair at the salon I go to. And once she did that to my hair, I was like, okay, once I go here like once, or let's say I go every quarter, just to maintain, like, you know, trim my ends and, you know, all the health of my hair, I think I would rather do that than to go every month or every 2 weeks to save money and you know, utilizing the resources that I have. Because of course, you know, with my job situation, I don't know what to expect. And so being very conscious of my spending and the different things that I have to maintain on a usual basis is not necessities. Like, realizing like, girl, you don't have to go get your hair done every 2 weeks. I mean, it's nice to look good and stuff like that, but you can do that yourself. And not just that, it's like just utilizing the resources that you have. And so and I work from home. It's like I don't be on meetings or anything like that. Like, only time I really get out the house for real is if I'm like hanging out with family or friends, or if I'm going to church or a date night, you know what I'm saying? Then I can actually maintain my own hair and look, you know, pretty good doing that. But I don't necessarily have to go and get my hair done every 2 weeks or every month. And I felt the need to do that before, but that's not who I want to be. That's not a part of, you know, where I see myself. And it's like I have to go on, you know, these people's booking sites and find out what's the best time to go and get these services scheduled. And then, like, you know, you just don't know how long the service will take, and you got to be there for 2 to 3 hours sitting there waiting. And it's like, okay, this actually brings me anxiety. Let me kind of cut back on doing that. And even this is costing me a lot of money. And so let me kind of cut back in that area, so that way I can actually, do my own hair and like save money. And then also utilizing, like, when it comes to me wanting to get back to being a natural girly, I can go back to using more, natural hair products, like products that are good for my hair and even my skincare. Like, well, let's scratch that, because with skincare, it's a bit different because I have acne prone skin. And so, like, using my what you want to call it, Cerave, whatever you want to, however you pronounce it, using those products actually works for my skin. So I'm going to continue doing that until I find a good balance with my skin and actual natural products that work for my skin before I try something new. Because Cerave works to me. I'm gonna keep doing that, natural or not. But just even looking at, like, just my body care as well. Just one thing about me, I'm a Dove girly. I'm a Dove girl, sensitive skin. I'm gonna use that bar soap. I'm gonna use my Dove bar soap, my Dove body wash. Every now and then I do a little Aveeno, but that's what I use, and that's what works for my skin. And I use Degree deodorant. I can't do the natural deodorant. It just does not work for me. So I think once I kind of learn my body and getting back to the basics of what works for me, I'm going to continue those kind of products that I've been using for years and my body is used to. I'm going to continue that. But in the near future, I'll consider other products that are more healthier. So, like, I'm taking baby steps in this process, y'all, because I'm not about to just go cold turkey, start using natural everything. No, that's just not me. With that being said, even going to, like, just the financial side of things, like being able to, like, save so much money just by living a simple and minimalist lifestyle. Minimalism is, like, not about living with nothing. It's living with what you need. And so when it comes to that approach, I want to make sure that I am buying what I need. I am spending my money wisely. I'm using wisdom in that area. And that's what's gotten me into debt. That's what's gotten me into situations that I shouldn't have been in, because I was trying to keep up with the Joneses, or I felt like, oh, I need this, or I need that. I was so easily influenced. Even to this day, those are some things that I'm struggling with, to not look at social media and be like, oh my goodness, I need this because such and such said this is a good product. And so I just want to change my mindset about that, and, like, understanding, like, when it comes to spending, let me think about, do I really need this today? Do I need this even tomorrow, in the next 24 to 48 hours? If I don't need it, I don't need it, like, right now. It's not an urgency. So say, for instance, if you guys haven't noticed, like, toilet paper has been selling out. Like, people are buying it like crazy because they, of the protest is going on. Y'all, if y'all keep buying it out, ain't nobody gonna have none. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, it's irritating, but at the same time, it's like buying what you need right now, because at the end of the day, tomorrow's gonna come and you can be like, oh, I didn't use that much of this, or I didn't need that much sugar, or I didn't need that much butter. Like, it's we buying because we fear the future. Just similar to the situation with the toilet paper. Everybody's buying it out, stocking up, because they fear they will never ever get toilet paper in the near future. When this protest is very temporary. Those people, I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to go back to work, and do what needs to be done. Obviously, nothing lasts forever. So, for people that, just have that fear of the future, like, even myself, I'll say, I love buying in bulk, because it's like, okay, if I can stock up on rice or stock up on beans, and get a whole bunch, and it's only, my household is very small, it's only 2 of us, so buying all of that stuff is really a waste, and it comes to food waste, honestly. And I found myself wasting a lot of food because I would buy in bulk and then it'll spoil, or I change my mind and don't want to do a certain recipe, and, like, just all of the things. And so I find myself like, okay, Mariah, do you really need this? Let's buy dinner and just the ingredients for dinner for tonight's dinner, and we can take that for lunch tomorrow, or we can have something else for lunch and then have leftovers for dinner tomorrow. And so I'm learning like the importance of food waste, the importance of saving my money, the importance of spending wisely. Like, I think that's part of who I want to be when it comes to me living out my 30s. You know, I want to be very conscious of my spending, and I want to be conscious of just life itself, like being very intentional about the things that I buy, the things that are in my environment, like just not buying stuff just because I feel like I need it, which I don't, you know what I'm saying? And so those are just some of the things that I've really been thinking about as, you know, I'm just sitting here reflecting on life and just thinking about what matters most to me. What is important in this season right now for Mariah? What will help me or prepare me to become the woman that I want to be in my 30s? Like, what does that look like for me? And so financial stability, for sure, preparing for a family, and finance is the number one thing, you know, when it comes to that, because it's a resource and we need it. You know, it's an exchange of energy and we need that. And so I'm just in a space where I'm trying to figure out what matters most to me. So eliminating a lot of things that are unnecessary when it comes to my spending, like I said, the maintenance thing, when it comes to food waste, even my occasional Starbucks runs, or stopping by McDonald's because it's convenient for me. You know what I'm saying? So like, just understanding, right, you know, that's not good for you. Why even put your money towards that? Why even put your energy towards that thing, whatever it may be? And so I'm just learning. I guess this is growth for me, because as I'm going through this journey, I'm like, okay, Mariah, who do you want to show up as in your 30s? What is it going to take for you to get to her? And so even that, as I was saying earlier in the video, I was watching this girl named Cam Does It on YouTube, and she has such peaceful YouTube videos. I'm like literally in the middle of binge watching her videos, but like her just traveling the world by herself alone and just creating friends along the way. But I love how she's documenting her journey, and she just seems so simple. Like, you know, she doesn't have the latest, I don't know, Lululemon or Gucci bag or any of that. Not saying that she can't have that, but just to see her just being able to travel the world with so much freedom. And that's who I want to show up as. Not saying I want to show up as her, but I want that level of freedom that it comes with. Like, I want to be able to just get up and travel. Like, I don't have any kids. I'm not married yet. And, you know, although I do have a partner, I have my fiance, you know, I want to be able to travel the world with him. I want us both to be on a path where we're living out freedom. Like, that's my main goal, is to live in freedom. And so with that being said, it's like, who do I really want to show up as? And when it comes to even my minimalist journey, like, what can I get rid of in my environment that is either influenced me, that is hard to maintain, which means I'm coming out of my money to maintain this thing? What can I declutter in my space that I don't really need? You know what I'm saying? And so as I'm kind of starting over in this minimalist journey, I want to kind of eliminate some things and get back to a space where I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses, and I'm not comparing myself. I'm not following the trends. You know, I want to really become my true authentic self. I come to realize, like, dang, Mariah, like, you got to show up as the woman that you want to be, the woman that God has called you to be. And so within that, even in my business, like, showing up for myself in my business, this is my dream. I get to live out my dream. I get to fulfill my purpose in my baking business, and my coffee business, and my cafe business, like, whatever it may be. Like, I get to show up as my true authentic self and fulfilling the purpose that God has given me. And it's like, girl, do that. Get out of your own way. You know what I'm saying? Like, just show up as her. Like even practice new recipes, or perfect the recipes that you have, or like take product photos when you're baking. Like, you know, just really showing up as her. And so, and even in that, like, creating, I think in all of this, I want to create better habits for myself. Like, I really want to sit down and like jot down what I'm talking about today in this video. Like, things that I want to change, things that I want to eliminate, and things that I want to add to my habits, my routines, to my character, to all of the things internally and externally that will prepare me to become the woman that God has called me to be and who I want to show up as, honey. So I just feel like I just missed some things. Like, I think my 20s was really a chance for me to like figure it out, but I wasn't so much figuring out. I was trying to just get to the answer or check off another box. Like, I got several degrees. I got into a good company for my career. Like, I was able to, you know, just find a good church home, get engaged, like things, these check boxes that I think in your 20s, you know, you have this idea of like, oh, I want to do this by this age, this, and once you see like you're not in control, and like the check boxes that you have in your head that, you know, you're checking off and you're trying to accomplish these goals, like these different things, like that's not what life is about. And I've came to understand like it's more to life than just accomplishing the next thing. It's like, why don't we appreciate slowly living and actually existing and actually getting to wake up each morning and to be in a space where it's warm, it's not cold, it's like a beautiful space, it's peaceful. Like, just appreciating life for what it is. And even those who are married with kids, you know, like just appreciating like, dang, I get to live out a life of motherhood. I get to really live out my dreams of becoming a wife and to love on my family and to even have a family, because there's people out there that desire a family and they don't have it yet, or, you know, it's just not their season for it. And it's like, why don't we just be grateful for the things that we have? Like, even the other day, I was just like in a space, like closing out my home, like at the end of the night, like shutting off the lights, wiping down the counters, like, you know, just doing all the things before I go to bed. And I literally just sat in a awkward space, which is by the trash can, and just like, thank you, God. I just was able to like hear the peace. I was able to feel the peace. I was able to just like sense, like, God, you allow me to be in this apartment, and it's warm and it's cozy and it's calming, it's welcoming. It's my, like I call it, my sacred space. And so to just be in this space with my partner and to be able to live here, I didn't exactly imagine my life to be here like what it is now. And back when I was living with my parents as a young girl, teenage girl, like I could only imagine like, oh, I can't wait to experience living out on my own, getting married, all of the things. And so being able to be in this space and just to look around and be like, oh my goodness, like I have a couch, like, oh my goodness, I have like it's character in here. It's like it looks like somebody lives in here. It's not just empty, you know what I'm saying? So I just was so grateful that God allowed me to build such a space and to live here and just appreciate where I am now. Like, all my water work, all my electricity work, my Wi-Fi work, everything works. Like, everything is okay. It may not be up to date, it may not be stainless steel appliances, it may not be whitewash walls, like it may not be all of that, but this is what I have, and I prayed for this. And so I'm so grateful that God has blessed me with this space. And I think that's one of the things that I really want to lead as I'm taking on this journey, is to just be grateful. Be content with where you're at, and just to be grateful. And I'm even speaking to myself on that, because sometimes I think we get in a season of complaining. Like, oh my goodness, this is not happening. This, and this. That we're always moving on to the next thing. It's like microwave society. Move on to the next thing. Move on to the next thing. You see bigger, better, greater things, but you don't appreciate the now. And so realizing that, hey, you prayed for this. This is what you actually wanted. Be grateful for. Don't be so quick to move to the next thing. And so that's one of the things that I want to really take in and consider and change my mindset, because I don't want to get caught up in keeping up with the Joneses. I don't want to get caught up in keeping up with the latest trends, or seeing, you know, these influencers that are just highlighting so many different things even just normal people on Instagram, they're highlighting the good parts, and it's like, I'm okay with what I have, I'm okay with where I am. And then that's when blessings really begin to flow, because it's like when God sees how appreciative that you are with what you have, and you can maintain and keep up with the things you have, then that's when the blessings and things, greater things, start to come in. But like, I'm really starting to change my mindset about just appreciating life itself. And let's be real about it. You know what I'm saying? I love my luxury items. I love just all of the things, and I still desire those things. But right now, it's not needed. It's not a necessity. And I think we should be conscious of that, because as the world and the economy that we're in now, like, we need to be smart about that. Like, why would you go out and buy a Louis Vuitton purse or a Gucci purse and put it on a credit card? You got to pay that money back, and then, God forbid, the pandemic happens again where people lose their jobs. Like, you got to pay that money back, honey. Like, you got to, you going to be stuck in the house with all those Gucci bags and Louis Vuitton, and you ain't got no food in the refrigerator. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And so I personally, I'm going to take a break off shopping for things that are not necessities. And so I don't want to do that anymore. I'm really like in a space where I'm just like, no, Mariah, like, you really have to cut back and like really grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, really mature in that area. And even spiritually, like, I feel like, I've been in this religious box for so long. A lot of like my ways of thinking is very religious, and I want to get out of that box, like, and not put God in the box, because I feel like because of religion, I put God in this box, and it felt like, he's a vending machine. Like, you put your dollar in, you do the task, you do what you're supposed to do, you check off the boxes, like, hey, you show up for church, hey, you read your Bible every day, you pray every day. Like, I was putting in the coins in the vending machine and expecting God to just give me what I need, give me what I've been asking for. And that's not how God works. God is not a vending machine. He don't just automatically give you exactly what you want when you ask for it, because you're being a good girl. So that's when I say religion had made me put God in a box. That's what I mean by that. And like, it just made me feel like if I stay faithful to him, he's going to be faithful to me. And so I came to the realization, like, that's when disappointment kicked in. I was like, wait a minute, God don't work like this. Hold on. That's just another thing. Like, I know I'm like running off at the mouth in this vlog, but like, I've just been thinking and reflecting on, right, who do you want to be? You say you're starting over in your 30s. Like, this is your journey of slow living, minimalism, like getting back to the basics, like living a simple and intentional lifestyle. Like, that's the goal. But how do I get there? And so I really want to sit down and like write up my thoughts and do some like mind mapping and reflect on who I want to show up as, and how do I get to that point. There was a time in my life where I was off social media for about 2 to 3 years. I want to say 2.5. And I was just off of it. I took a whole break, and it felt good. And when I came back on social media, I was like, okay, what is this? This is new to me. And I want to get back to that space of like not showing up on social media. Like, YouTube is different. YouTube is just me documenting my life and showing y'all the journey, and it's more inspirational versus like looking at everybody's highlight reel or looking at everybody's story that they're posting, and just that need to post every day. Like, YouTube, I can post whenever I feel like it, and I feel obligated to like do, what I'm saying, like post on my stories and like connect with people or respond to direct messages and stuff like that. So I'm just, I still have my social media account. I'm not gonna delete it. And I love being able to look back on even my bridal journey. I've been sharing my bridal journey on Instagram. But like, I think I'm done for a while. I think I am done with social media for a while. I'm just ready to get to a space where I'm not comparing myself. Like whatever I do, whatever's in my environment, it brings me peace. I'm just so grateful that you guys are along with me on this journey. And if you just happen to pass by this video, comment below, like say hello. Be sure to subscribe so that you can continue seeing my journey. So I just want to have fun with this, and I just hope that you guys are inspired by what I'm saying, inspired by my journey, inspired to even become your true authentic self. Like who is that to you? You know what I'm saying? Who is a person that you truly want to become? Like when you think about your future, when you have those visions or those dreams about your future self, who is that? How do you show up as that individual? And what steps do you need to take to become that person that you envision or that you dream of? Like, how can you get to that part of your life? And so I just hope you guys can really reflect on those questions and to think about what I said and like take this journey along with me. Like comment below and share like who you want to become. You know, what are some things that you're adding, changing, or eliminating in your lifestyle, whether it be your finances, your spirituality, your relationships, whatever it may be. Like comment below. I love to, you know, engage in conversation, and I just want to become my best self, the person that I've always dreamed of becoming, whether it be a wife, a mom, a business woman, just all the things that I've always dreamed of becoming. I'm ready to show up as her. And so with that being said, I hope that you guys like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. And I thank you so much for watching. Peace.